We are almost a month into the new year of 2026 and I have not really done that much art, if at all. I don't think I actually even finished a drawing this year, so that's not a good start. I think my burnout feeling is still there, but also I did try to force myself to take a really long break in the month of January, and I think I achieved that somewhat, but I also still feel that itch to create and work on things, and that is why I'm here today, because I am going to work on the goal I set for myself, which was upgrading my online shop. If you didn't know, I have an Etsy. It's been open since I want to say maybe like 4 years now. It's not dead by any means, but I think I have neglected it a lot in the past year or so because I've been so busy doing online events that that's where all my focus was going, so I didn't really push my online shop or doing online shop updates. Sorry for that noise. That's my dishwasher. We'll just wait for the water to drain. In the meantime, here is a cat. Obviously, the way to upgrade my online shop would be to have a lot of new products. Unfortunately, I don't have any right now, and I don't even have any ruminating in my brain, so there's just nothing going on here other than focusing on those 3 in-person events. Maybe I should have taken a longer break, but it's too late now. I've already secured those spots and paid for them, so I definitely need to go. But anyway, put that aside. What else can I do for my shop besides just making more products? I think I can streamline my process a little bit. So what I did, and I bought this like maybe a month ago, but I bought a label printer. This is definitely, I think, a long overdue upgrade because, like I said, I've had my shop open 4-ish years or so, and I've just been printing out shipping labels, which is fine. It's just that it's not great because it uses up ink, and I need that ink for stickers and prints, so the ink is like kind of precious. I find it more wasteful to use a sticker paper, and plus I can only print 2 at a time, versus with a thermal label printer it doesn't use any ink and I get to print as many as I need. I don't need to cut anything. It's already, whoa, when did that turn on? Okay, sure. Those are all the benefits that I can think of right now, is no ink, no cutting. I can print out more than like 2 at a time compared to my printer, and it's faster. I'm thinking it will be worth it, obviously, over time. I need to recuperate the cost for buying this because this is not cheap. You know, I got the one that's 300 DPI, and oh yeah, and then I bought the shipping labels. So these are 4x6. Let's go figure out how to set this up because I don't know. So it's a little dark, but I got the pink version. Oh. I didn't realize it came with like a few sheets of paper, but that's cool. See if it works. Yay! Looks good. Got some mail today. Oh, that was a good satisfying rip. Oh. Ta-da! If you didn't know, this is Megan Wong's calendar. She does a Riso print calendar. I've gotten it in the past 2 years, and I told myself like I wasn't gonna get it this year, but I couldn't help it. So this is my 3rd year purchasing the calendar. The calendar, every time I turn to a new month, it does bring me joy. And I love looking at the art because it's all cat themed. And I really love Riso print. Did not need a new calendar because I already have a 2026 calendar that is also kittens, but it's okay. It's already January 30th, so technically I can only enjoy this one for a couple more days, but that is okay. I just noticed that up there, the picture frame, it's like a Pikmin, like a blue Pikmin, right? That's cute. I know people here don't follow me on TikTok, and that's okay. I usually just post my cats and random things on TikTok, but I've been trying to be more present on there and post more just because I think it could be a good way to at least give more live posting updates versus having people wait months on YouTube for any sort of update, or on Instagram where nobody sees anything I do on Instagram anyway. Recently, in the past few weeks or so, I've been getting a lot of content on TikTok about snail mail clubs or monthly mail clubs. Now, this isn't a new concept to me because a lot of the artists that I followed over the years have a Patreon, which is where most of them have a snail mail club. So what that is basically a subscription to receiving mail, and you receive it every month, and there's a different theme. There are usually different tiers, so you can pick and choose what you want to receive in your mail. Common things that you can receive in the mail are letters or newsletters, stickers, sticker sheets, art prints, and honestly anything that's flat and flexible and can be shipped with a letter stamp is what you could expect in a snail mail. Anyway, consider me influenced by social media, but I think it's a good influence. I have been wanting to do something like that for a long time. I just didn't know if I could commit to something like that, and honestly even now I'm still working on it, and it's still kind of stressing me out, especially about taxes and which platform to use. But at least right now those worries can come a little bit later, and I'm just trying to focus on actually making the products and also showing my progress online so that I can get feedback and hopefully get people interested. So if you want more up-to-date updates, I would follow me on TikTok and on my Instagram. I might as well show you guys the updates here because I know that people on YouTube do not necessarily also use TikTok. So I definitely want to include a letter, and I want to write it like a pen pal letter. I don't like the idea of a newsletter because I don't like advertising. I want it to feel more personal and like you're talking to a friend or like reading like a blog post. I haven't written anything yet, but I did design the letter paper that I think will be part of an ongoing theme with all the products. Okay, so this is the letter paper that I designed. I added clovers and my usual like sparkles, and I added apple motifs because that is just the themes and objects I've been interested in as of late. So that's the only thing I have done. I have just really rough sketches of what I want to be the postcard print, which is gonna be cats and clovers. This is a vinyl sticker idea, which is a cat wearing like a clover collar, but like really big. I didn't even start this one, but if you can't read it, it says Omamori bookmark. So an Omamori is a good luck charm. Someone did suggest that one of the things you can send in a snail mail is a bookmark, and I thought an Omamori inspired bookmark would be cute because I can attach a string to it, because some bookmarks do have tassels on them and it can be flat and it'll be like a little good luck charm. The other thing that I didn't even put down, but I definitely want to include a sticker sheet because I want to push myself to make more sticker sheets. So ignore this stuff, but I got a new desk. And right now it's just set up in front of my couch in the living room. But this is not the permanent location. I just put it here right now. I actually had a market over the weekend and it went pretty well, but I have another one on Sunday, which is in 6 days. Yeah, I am in prepping and making stuff, making art mode. As part of also upgrading my business is also upgrading my space. It is a white desk. It's actually has a really good depth, which is super important, I realize, when it comes to desks that are workable. So it is super rainy basically this whole week. I like rain, but rain definitely makes me very sleepy and tired. So I'm trying to combat that by having like a really productive morning routine, and I think today has worked out. I also have a coffee, but I'm trying to lessen the amount of coffee I drink in a day. So this is a small coffee for me. I think I said this before that I want to start a monthly mail club. And at first I wanted to go with Shopify, but I'm kind of leaning towards Patreon. I think Patreon is more expensive in the long run, but I think it offers more. Plus, I would ideally want not just to do a monthly mail club, especially if I open up a Patreon, I could include like a digital download tier, which I've always wanted to do because I always wanted to give people the option to have, you know, digital files of things I create so that they could print it out themselves instead of paying for shipping and, you know, the physical product. I feel like Patreon might be the way to go, but I'm still kind of deciding. And if I'm being honest, I actually still need to create the products for the monthly mail club. I have not finished. I do have the ideas down, but I think my perfectionism is really getting to me because I know what I want to do, but I want it to look good. And I've done sketches so far and I don't like any of the sketches I've done. So I'm probably just going to go back to trying to work on them, but also let go of, you know, trying to create a masterpiece for, you know, like a postcard size print or like a masterpiece within a sticker. That's held me back a lot of times, especially when I have art blogs. I tend to want to make something really nice and perfect and like a masterpiece, but then what ends up happening is that I spend too much time on it and then I realize that I don't really like the concept because I didn't take enough time just to draw it out enough. I do really like this desk. I just hope that it is okay for product photos. So I have my many planners right now. 1, 2, 3, but I'm trying to keep this one as a general planner. So this has everything like my full-time job reminders, my personal reminders, and if there is an event or something art related that like reminders, I will write it in this one. And then for focused personal goals, I do this one. I don't put anything in here about my full-time job, but I will put all of my art things and goals, personal goals and health goals in this one. And then this one I keep strictly to art goals. Again, if there's like an important reminder, sometimes I will just put it in here because I'm the type of person where I will forget the time of anything if I don't write it down multiple times. Like I will use my phone to write down important like times for reminders. But again, the more I write it down, the less likely I will miss it. Okay, so some time has passed, but it's not to say that I was unproductive during the time I was not filming. I was busy doing a lot of art. I feel like I've drawn the most I have in this month than I have like all of last year combined, it feels like, at least in terms of like the number of hours, but I think also in the number of products lately, because I have been working very extensively on the monthly mail club that I am actually ready to launch tomorrow. For context, today is February 28th, the last day of February. Anyway, let me show you what I just finished. So we got some physical bookmarks. So these are inspired by omamori charms, which are like good luck charms. And I have two different designs. We've got one that says lucky and one that says lovely, just because, you know, it was kind of sad that I missed the opportunity to create something February themed. So I thought, why not make a second bookmark since it fits the theme. I laminated both the back and the front for these. Normally they have like a very special knot like right here. I don't know how to make those special knots. I've tried to learn how to make special knots, but I'm not good at them and I don't want to, you know, mess it up. So I just went with the knots that I did know, but I did also add a little bead, kind of like a charm, just because I have these clover beads and I thought they were really cute and I wanted to use them. So yeah, I think it's overall very cute. Also, the string I think is special too, in my opinion. It has like a gradient, so this one is like dark pink to light pink. And then for the lucky omamori charm, it's like yellow, blue, purplish with like a little bit of green. So I think it's just like a nice fun little touch. The only thing I struggled with was I put these through my Cricut because I thought that it would be better to have the Cricut cut this rather than me cutting with my scissors because I'm not very precise. But because I laminated 2 sides and this is cardstock, it's heavy cardstock, so it was very, very thick. Next time, if I need to make more of these, I will probably cut through it 3 times instead of 2 times. I think they're just cute if you just want to like hang it like this. Obviously with these beads, it's just not going to work in a letter mail, but that means that I can ship these with track mails. I also have finished the art print and the vinyl sticker, and I just finished designing the sticker sheet as well. The sticker sheet I am going to attempt to produce at home. Oh, before I go off into production mode again, I do want to say that I also worked on the actual site that I'll be hosting the mail club on. In the end, I decided to go with Patreon just because I think it offers the most flexibility for not only people who are interested in signing up for it, but also for me. There is a lot of options for creating different types of content because in the future, I do think I want to offer not just physical mail club tiers. I think I want to offer like digital products, maybe exclusive videos, maybe live streaming. Who knows, right? There's more possibilities with Patreon than from what I could see from other sites. I'm excited, and I actually drew out the little tiers already. I did it all in one go, so I don't know if they're up to par with my standards, but I'm really happy with the idea so far because I made them tuna themed. The first tier, which is for stickers, is a tuna hand roll. The second tier is a vinyl sticker and sticker sheet, which is tuna rolls. Then the next one is tuna nigiri, and that is sticker, sticker sheet, and the art print. The next one is fatty tuna, which will be the tracked letter with a physical non-flat item. So this time will be bookmarks. I put in the description that it could be keychains, it could be something with beads, it could be something I make with clay, etc, etc. So I'm leaving that one more open, but I think that one will be a fun surprise, I guess, every month. And then I have a final tier that I kind of came up with on the spot as I was making these little images for the tier, but it's a tuna deluxe, so it has literally everything in the design. And basically that one will be ACEOs, which stands for Artist Cards, Editions, and Originals. They are a standard trading card size piece of original art, and so that one is going to be limited and it's going to be traditionally drawn. But I am excited to do that one. I honestly have no expectations for anyone to sign up for that just because I don't think people really know me like that as an artist, and I don't really know how popular original art is right now. It's something that I just left open because why not? There's nothing to lose if I just have it up there. And it's, again, there's already a cap, so it's not like I will get overwhelmed if anyone does sign up. So the paper is like new to me, so I've never worked with it before because I wanted like stickers with clear backing. I really like the look, but that means like I need to make sure the cut lines are really good because essentially to make it at home I have to pull off all of this like backing paper. I need to change the cut settings so that it cuts deeper because it's not cutting so deep, it's like really hard to peel off. It's, you know, I'm not able to like peel those all off without ruining it. All right, let's do this. Okay, so it's the next day, March 1st, and it's actually 5 hours past 10 a.m., which was the time I set for myself to launch everything and announce everything. So that is done. So I was actually a little bit late because I woke up probably like 40 minutes before 10 a.m. and I still needed to create my posts and announcements, and I wanted to make a short form video as well as like a carousel on Instagram and TikTok. It was a little bit rushed and I was still a little bit late, but I'm just really happy that it's done. Normally when I finish something, I reward myself and I just want to, you know, take a break and not do any art, but this is the first time where I feel accomplished and fired up to do even more now because I have this already out there. I don't know. It's a weird feeling to be done with something, but then instead of, you know, resting and wanting to just relax and not think about whatever I just did for like a week, I actually feel like I want to do more, which is it's a good feeling. I mean, that's a very good sign. That's very good for me considering normally I'm a very restful, as I'll put it that way. Like, I love resting after working really hard. Maybe it's because I actually have 3 markets this month that I need to prepare for, and so I can't really rest just yet, but I'm also feeling really good. I forget how good it feels to finish something. It's great. And February was definitely filled with a lot of drawing and sketching and planning, and a lot of things were done that month, that's new for me. Usually February I don't really do much. I feel really proud of myself for finally opening up a Patreon and setting up a mail club, setting that whole system up. I don't even really care about the numbers right now. Even if I get 0 people who are interested in the monthly mail, I'm still just happy to have done it and gone through the process, that now I'm like, if I can do this thing, which I've been pushing off for a long time. I think I was just scared of starting it because I thought I'm too small to start something like that and no one would be interested. But now that I've done it, I'm almost like, I don't really mind, you know, if people aren't interested. I'm just happy that I did it, and now I can commit to it every month where I can make new things and themed, and I'm actually looking forward to making more things for that monthly mail club in the future, and to just, you know, keep making art at the end of the day. Okay, so some time has passed. It is now March 21st, so we're actually coming close to the end of March. That means actually I have to make next month's rewards, which like I keep forgetting, but like I need to do that. But anyway, that will come when it's time. Right now, because I have a market tomorrow, I've been creating like insanely. I know it looks really bad, but for some reason, this chaotic mess of all these different materials for all of these different projects seem to be working for me. We've got a lot of beads. All the way in the back there is all my clay stuff. I actually haven't made many clay things, but I did make one prototype using, you can see that can right there. That's polyurethane. I was trying to see if I liked it more than resin, and I think it depends on the project that I'm working on. So I think for my usual clay charms, I think resin is still the way to go, just because it dries a little bit faster. I just don't have a good setup for the polyurethane to dry because it drips, and it's best, I think, if you need to dip it. And it also takes 2 to 3 coats to be really protected. I need to figure out a better system to use the polyurethane. I know people always say like, oh, it's like less toxic, but I am not sure about that. I mean, it still has a warning label for, you know, it can cause headaches, nausea because of the fumes. You obviously don't want to get it on your skin, so I did buy gloves finally so I can use that with the polyurethane and resin. But we'll figure out how to use the polyurethane another time. It's just not gonna be this time. Yeah, so honestly, it's like mostly like 80% bead stuff and then like 20% clay stuff. It's not that bad because it's all concentrated in one spot. My actual goal that I'm really gonna try to do is to minimize the amount of beads that I have by actually using them and not just hoarding them and having them spread out everywhere. So actually having them all out in the open like this has been very helpful. I've definitely been able to create more because I have more things out in the open for me to see and to like remember like, oh yeah, I have this bead and that would go well with, I don't know, this charm or something. Do you want to see what I've made so far? I feel like I should show you what I've made so far that is new and exciting to me, so I will go show you now. I couldn't find more hooks right now, but this is the majority of the new stuff I've made. We'll start here. These are all little, I guess, like flasks or potion bottles, I would like to call them. I just took it off so you can see better, but they have a bunch of beads in each of them and some glitter. So each of them have slightly different variations. Obviously, as you can tell, some of them are different colors, but I really like these. These were very fun to make. Like, I had the idea for these a long time ago. I didn't come up with the idea of using beads until a couple days ago. Plus, I started acquiring more glitter, and I just thought that, you know, this was such a fun little trinket idea or little charm idea. Yeah, these are one of the few new items I've made. So this is a large trinket that I made. I didn't make it in time for other markets, so I finally got down to finishing it, but I do like the color scheme. Pink and blue is my favorite, and I think that my melody charm is really cute. And we got our large fish keychains. So as you can see, these are real lures. They're 18 grams, so they're a bit heavy, but I think it's perfect as just like a little charm. I think they're all really cute. Again, the color scheme is my favorite, pink and blue, and they're all a little bit different. They're just a little heavy, but I think this ball, what is this called? But I think this type of keychain, the ball chain, will keep it together pretty well. Like, it definitely won't snap. This is another like really long overdue idea I had. I probably bought these last summer, I want to say. I just never got around to making the keychains for them, but I finally did it and I am very pleased with the designs. We also got a brand new type of keychain. These are made with buttons and string. I think overall the colors are really pretty, which is, you know, always satisfying. So I used like a multicolored gradient string, and then obviously to match I used lots of different colored beads and buttons. And these buttons are so cute. They're just another trinket or like cute thing I bought that I wanted to turn into something, and so finally did it. The nice thing about these ones is that they're not too heavy, and I think string is probably more durable than metal because it's all attached to one string, so there's a very, very low chance of it, you know, breaking off, because this string is like very strong and it's like satin. Like, these are like my first time ever making this kind of keychain and actually thinking it's good enough, so I hope other people like it, but if not, I think they look really cute just like displayed. I think my favorite part of these is definitely the apple buttons, but then also these little dangly bits. So yeah, these are new. I don't know if I'll make more because I feel really unfamiliar making keychains and charms like this, but I'm sure I'll make more in the future. But for now, we have two. Last but not least, we have more jellyfish charms. So I actually only had one design left, so I definitely needed to restock these. The plan is to make a lot more just because a lot of people like them and I like making them. This is just one out of the many that I will plan to make today because that's a big thing I want to restock. So yeah. Some other things I need to do before tomorrow: print more business cards because I literally ran out of them. Most of the things are packed. I think it's just a couple of things like my tablecloths, which is something I have forgotten on more than one occasion to a market, so definitely need to bring those. And just pack the new products, I guess. Those are the three main things. Oh yeah, and then I always charge my Square reader and my Wi-Fi hotspot the day before. Oh, I did forget one more thing to show you. Hold on. I also made this. Oh, it's okay. It's very durable. So I made this. I was actually going to turn it into a phone charm, which would have been like this, but I felt like with the design, it actually looked better as like a necklace. I think this style of where I just use one strong type of like string and then string beads on has been pretty like not so difficult, I guess. I really like this design, and there's a lot of different beads. It is symmetrical, which makes my brain feel good when the beads are all like a symmetrical pattern. Toki is sleeping in the chair that I would probably work in right now, but I'm not gonna move her. I'll just move the chair a little. I just want to show you some things, but this is like my catch-all tray. It does have some like random dust and a lot of metal bits, but it also has a lot of beads and things that I'm working with. I've also learned to let go of pieces that I don't like anymore. So like this used to be a necklace, and then same thing with this one. So I've been slowly taking it apart and turning it into new projects, which has been actually really relieving. I don't know. I still don't like wasting material, but I feel like being able to easily take it apart and make something new with it has been very satisfying. Although it is really sad. I did really like this necklace. And at the time I liked this necklace, but it just wasn't doing it for me. Anyway, this is what I'm actually working on right now, are these keychains. So as I said before, I'm trying my best to not buy beads and use the beads that I own to make new things. So I've had these, ceramic cat beads for a very, very long time. I kept forgetting that I had them because they were like tucked away in like the original bag. So I'm finally gonna turn them into keychains. So we got this blue one, and I just want to point out that this thing I made with shrink plastic. I've been trying to use up shrink plastic as well because I think it's a very fun, versatile material. We have a pink one, we have a calico one, and this tiger-ish looking one. This is like my design process as I'm going. So I don't really do anything with a plan because I'm really bad at like sticking to my original design when it comes to bead and stuff. But anyway, what I try to do is I'll try to stick with a certain color scheme. So like for example, this one's more pink, and then this one is like pretty obviously blue. I consider this like one strand, one design, and that'll be like the main one. And then here's like a second one that I'm working on, and like this will be like here, and then I'll add like another one here which I haven't done yet, and then that way it'll look a lot more full. But when it comes together, I just have to make sure that the pieces aren't like clashing with each other. For instance, this bead is so big, I don't want it to get smushed when it's like next to other big beads, if that makes sense, because then the design gets kind of like clunky in one spot. I try to make it like even. And so generally speaking, the design is like smaller beads on top because it's all gonna like cinch together, you know what I mean? So like I might add like this one and then like that, and then bigger beads like in the middle. At the end I try to add just like an end charm. So like for this one, it will be like this one, or sometimes I'll put a lot of my like silver charms at the end. So I finished the pink one. I actually ended up taking out one of the beads just because I thought it was too busy and took away from like the main strand or the main charm. But yeah, I finished all of those cat trinkets. I went for a very orangey reddish yellow tone. I really like these flowers. This is my favorite design so far. Also, I just like calico cats. So this is the tiger looking one. I ended up just making it into a phone charm because I was just kind of scrambling my brain on how to make it into a trinket, but I felt like, you know, this is actually a polymer clay bead I've made myself, or a charm. It's supposed to look like an apple, but I think without the stem or the leaf, it doesn't really read as apple. But either way, I felt like this has enough charm on its own that I didn't want to overcomplicate it. So that one is that one. I think I showed you the finished pink one. So this is the opposite of that tiger one. This one's definitely more cluttered or clustered, which I do like it though. I think it has a lot of interesting beads. This might be my second favorite piece. I really like this bottom part. I feel like this adds a really unique touch to it. It also has like a nice sound. Like plastic shrink has a very different sound to glass beads or you know, plastic beads. Okay, so it is the day after the market. This is the first time where I completely forgot to post anything or take any pictures of my setup. Basically, because I have a wide assortment of things, I've got prints, I got stickers, I got clay stuff, and I've got a lot of beaded stuff. So I found that 2 to 3 tables has actually been a better fit for me than just one table. It was actually really nice at this market because some people would come up and ask me like, did you do all of this? Like, they thought it was like 2 people in a booth, and I was like, no, it's all me. That made me feel good because it reminds me that I'm making all of this by myself and setting it all up and selling it, and people see the work that I put in, and that's cool. I have been meaning to update my price signs, so I know that's a really important thing for attendees is to have very clear price signs. So I've always had price signs for each individual item / category. I did think that my old signs are getting really beat up, and my old signs have a foam board behind them because I thought it would make them last longer, but I could achieve the same result if I just laminated it. I wanted the signs to look a little more fun, like an actual like illustration, like it's actually decorating my place instead of just looking like a sign. So I decided to make clover looking like price signs, which I'll show you now. So here are some of the ones I've made. I guess some is not the right word. I made a lot, but this isn't actually all of the different signs that I need. I didn't make signs for my art prints because I didn't have time, but I did make 8 new price signs. I would think this is pretty readable, which is obviously the most important part, but I like that the design is a little more compact, simple, but I would say eye-catching because none of my other things are this green color. I have white grid cues. Most of my stuff is on the colorful side, but I think the price signs were a lot more visible and eye-catching, which is the goal. Another reason why I made new price signs is because the last market was actually a $15 and under market, so I did have to readjust some pricing of some of my things. So that's another reason why I didn't remake all of my signs, because I didn't need to change the pricing of everything. So I'll probably finish making the rest of these signs in this style next week, which is another market. I don't know if you could tell, but I did laminate both sides. The mistake I made with these guys is cutting them by hand. I actually have some numbness still right here from using scissors, but I think I'll be okay. I think I just need to give it a rest, and definitely for the next few signs I make, I'm not gonna do it anytime soon until my finger gets full feeling again. I mean, it's not like the whole finger is numb, it's like literally just right here. You probably can't tell, but it is a little bit swollen, it's a little bit warm, so I'm just trying to rest it because hearing about like hand and wrist injuries for an artist that hand makes everything is really scary, and I want to be able to do this as long as possible without giving myself pain all the time. Oh, but some thoughts though that I will need to continue to work on. So obviously with opening the mail club, it means that now every month I need to design and market the rewards for that month. And because it's kind of getting close to the end of the month of March, that means at the start of April I need to have another set of rewards for that month that people sign up for. And then I will also have to ship out the March mail rewards, which is really exciting because I have some members, you know. Like, I didn't really go in with any expectation, but I do have some members, and that's exciting. I don't think I marketed it as well as I could have after I finished launching it, but like that's another thing that I will have to continue to work on, because I know that most people who have mail clubs or Patreons and stuff, they do have to market it a lot themselves because they're the only driving force for marketing it. I hope this is somewhat informational, mostly entertaining and interesting, I would hope, and maybe inspire some of you to, you know, get your business going. Like, it's never a failure unless you stop working on it, right? So just because you have 0 sales, lost money or whatever, doesn't mean it's gonna stay that way forever, you know. Like, you can always restart. Thankfully, I haven't had to restart. I think I've just been able to grow, and there's still a lot more room to grow, so that's exciting. And, you know, I thought that what I really needed was a break which I did take a month-long break from any art business stuff. Like I think at the end of the day what I'm trying to say is like me like trying to do more and like grow my business is not necessarily about like making more money. It's really to keep doing art and making art and being able to make more art. So thanks for watching. I think I'll end the video here. Yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Toki, say bye. Bye.